Yeah, it's funny because me standing up here is me just kind of trying to fulfill kind of a word and promise I made between myself and God. So yeah, about a month and a bit ago now, my father passed. So I think one of the things within that was just to try and open myself up to being vulnerable and to kind of letting certain feelings in and not just kind of trying to block them out. So this has felt like an opportunity to be able to do that. The kind of background of kind of where some of us come from in the life that we live is any vulnerability, any perceived weakness, any perceived look of femininity, that is enough to get you seriously harmed or worse. So I think all through life, just as a means of survival, you kind of grow knowing that you can't be vulnerable. It's the reason a lot of us worked out, it's the reason a lot of us moved in groups, it's the reason now a lot of people feel more safe to carry something on them rather than show that vulnerability when out and about, just because of what might happen and they might face. So in terms of where I am now, my music is forthcoming, just I think starting to reflect that kind of emotional depth where I'm kind of starting to touch on things that are very uncomfortable, just in the hope that I'll be able to bless somebody else who's also in an uncomfortable place. In terms of where and how this kind of gospel rap thing came about, I think just because of the mind state that I've been in, it's kind of forcing me to kind of do some soul searching. I never really stopped for long enough to think about it too deeply beforehand. It was just things and create and produce and mix and master and video, and you're kind of on that cycle without ever kind of stopping to reflect. And then lately I kind of just been having a lot of childhood memories, and I guess the startling one is a point of comparison. It just around year 2, I was only about maybe 7 years old or so. I became a selective mute. There's nothing wrong with my voice. I could talk, but I just became a mute because kids, and maybe because of the things I was going through at home, although I would normally cover that, maybe I should go into a bit more detail. Just a bit of my background, I'd say. When I was about 3, I think, I was taken away by police, just by virtue of my brother being under police protection, and we ended up, when I was left in the house alone, playing with a panic alarm. And I must have pressed it, and then the police came, knocked on the door, had a tough decision to make. They started knocking on the window, still had a tough decision to make as to whether or not to let them in, so let them in, or not taken away to the police station. So it's kind of had like those issues and experiences. When I got home, I think my brother, when he got to the house, didn't know where I'd gone, and I think he'd been drinking. So when he then got me home, I don't know exactly how long it was, but I think he proceeded to like kick and beat me for about a good, I'd say 10-15 minutes or so, under the basis of his wife coming in, leaving, coming back, leaving, and then eventually kind of dragging him off me. It was kind of one of the, I think, early experiences, one of my earliest memories. By the time I was like 5, 6, I was involved in dealing drugs. I'd be the one to go up, get the hash, get the scale, and that kind of thing, when people are coming over to help with sales by being around my brother and that kind of thing. Yeah, so by the time I got a little bit further on in life, I was kind of, I guess, maybe frustrated with adults. Kids was unable to relate to any experience like that. So literally there was no one I could really talk to relate such a thing. Or I mentioned it to my mom, she never really mentioned it again afterwards, that kind of thing. So it's never a point to be able to communicate from. It's maybe standing here now, it kind of exemplifies the need for music as an outlet and writing as an outlet later on, where it felt like even if no one was listening, at least if I put it down on paper or recorded it or something like that, I kind of was able to get my words and my thoughts out and such, which I think is the background as to how kind of that became a creative outlet for me. And in terms of where we are now with the movement and such, so the Unity movement's been going for about 2-3 years, I'd say, is the total now. One of the new things I've kind of just learned is just in terms of the Unity movement and the rappers coming together with the DJs, it's just to know and be aware that we're all part of one movement. No matter what we do as Christians, if we're a Christian electrician, if we're a Christian artist, if we're a Christian drummer, just that we're all part of one movement, which is to bring souls to Christ. And I just want us to be joined together in unity as part of the Unity movement, with that premise in mind and in hand. And that's me, yo. Peace.